Another election season is upon us, and that can mean only one thing.
I'm running for governor, and I want to tell you why.
The return of the most radical skateboard dude in the known universe, Beto Francis. Now, after a failed run at the Senate and the presidency, Beto is now setting his sights on becoming the next governor of Texas.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
And what better way to gin up enthusiasm than to head to Livingston? Now, here's where I should say I have nothing against Livingston. It's a nice town filled with friendly and welcoming people.
I'm sorry, I'm not racist. Well, I'll take that back.
But I couldn't help wonder why Beto chose to hold one of his town halls here, especially since Donald Trump won the county by 54 points in 2020. Now, I would have loved to investigate this matter myself, but considering that these organizations now have my poster up on a wall, in my stead I decided to send a team of my finest to see what Beto and the town were all about. Now, the first thing they noted about the whole charade was the venue. It was not exactly huge. I mean, if I were to give a generous estimate, a very generous estimate, I'd place it at maybe about 110 people. Now, what the event lacked in attendance, however, it more than made up for with the kind of enthusiasm which can only be found in the most youthful among us.
Are you excited about Beto?
There was also a lot of electric energy from other people.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy.
One lovely local summed it up quite succinctly.
No, Beto ain't right.
Of course, it's rude to show up to a party empty-handed, so my fine reporters decided to hand out some Beto-themed T-shirts to show support.
You have some T-shirts we'd like to pass out?
Just go into the building and give them at the merchandise. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Good Lord. Thank you. Appreciate it. Are those for and go back to their homes there.
I think they were a hit.
Please come over this way. Also,
unfortunately, Beto's staffers weren't so keen on the shirts being free while they were trying to turn a profit with theirs.
We don't want to cause
a problem. You're giving out free ones, and we're charging.
You shouldn't. Oh, but you shouldn't. Like some people can't afford shirts, though.
That's true. I know. Yeah,
So
I'm
that's
just
not,
saying.
I know.
Really, before we have things that are going on in the responsibility.
So you're trying to do a little bit of capitalism up in here.
Down with capitalism.
Like generally, Peter, like they're beta males, you know, like that are not good, but we think that's stupid, so we're trying to like subvert it, turn it on its head, be like, nah, Beto's cool.
Yeah.
And so we're Beto males.
Okay.
Like just kind of turn. I don't know. She got very mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. What did she say to you?
She was like, what she say that it was
not a Beto shirt or something.
Yeah, it's not a Beto shirt or something like that.
It's not official.
But the team wasn't just there to observe. We wanted them to get to the meat of Beto's policies, really get to know the man. Luckily for them, Beto couldn't resist the pheromonal allure of our Beto's bears.
So it sounds like you have such a great plan for schools and the trajectory there. But I have a question, so that all that good work doesn't go undone. You know, obviously I want to be as inclusive as possible. But even last night when we were at dinner, somebody offered us drugs. And so I'd like to just hear, how do you thread that needle of inclusivity, being welcoming, while also stopping some fentanyl? I don't know. I'd like to hear if you have thoughts on that.
I really appreciate the question. There's probably nothing more important
than the safety and security of our communities, of our families, especially of our kids and our grandkids. We see under Abbott's failed leadership, violent crime going up, drug trafficking going up. When we're focused on pulling stunts,
I can't believe you're a sick son of a bitch that would come to a deal like this to make a political issue.
and scoring political points, we take our eye off the ball and the real problem where it is. I'll give you some examples. Remember when he signed the abortion ban?
Where's this going?
Governor, you understand there's no exception for incest.
How did we get here?
And like a deer caught in the headlights, he said, well, we're going to eliminate rape. When I'm governor, we're going to focus on that, and public safety is going to improve in the state of Texas. Thanks for asking the question. Appreciate it.
Oh, that was a lot of nothing. Quite a bit of talking. A lot of nothing. Let's give it one more shot.
Hello, man. How you doing?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm Ruben Perez. Oh, sure. We're both Catholic, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm having an issue real fast. My family, I think you're great. I want them to vote for you, but they have the sticking point with the pro-choice thing. You know, we're both pro-choice. They're not. What do you think I can tell them to maybe help persuade them to vote for you?
I don't know anyone who is pro-choice or pro-life who is happy with what we're doing in Texas right now.
Here we go again. Maybe if he can bore his audience to actual death, he can guarantee their vote the next election. Beto's playing 8D chess. Speaking of death, Beto, it should be noted that we aren't your biggest fans, no surprise, but we do want you to be safe, so maybe invest in a better security team that doesn't allow random passers-by and camera people to walk up directly behind you and follow you backstage. Especially if the person in question is a grown man with pigtails and a t-shirt that simply reads autism. All right, that's enough. What do the good townspeople of Livingston, Texas think of all this?
Do you think the personality of the candidate matters pretty dramatically?
Definitely, more than any issue. In my book, if you can answer the questions that are asked of you, and if you don't know the answer, at least say, you know, I'm not sure on it. He's done that. That's what impressed me about that kind of work.
Obama, I had 3 Biden signs, big ones, stowed off my property.
Yeah.
And I was more than willing to sit around and wait for them to show back up.
Yeah. And do what? So, are you excited about Beto?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What do you think he can do for the state that Abbott's doing?
Well, like we were just talking about, her son, who is a lot younger, was talking about, well, where's his big money coming from? Well, they all get big money.
Right.
And I'm more concerned about where the heart of the person that's getting that money is to begin with.
That sign's fucking amazing. Did you get this sign? What's more important to you, the policy or the personality?
Well, I would say policy. I think like freedom of speech, pro-guns, pro-life, closed border, so
things that actually affect you and your life. We've been asking the same question to everybody we've interviewed, so I'm very curious what your opinion is. When it comes to a political candidate, which is more important, the personality or the policies of that candidate?
That's a good question. I think they're both equally important. You look at Trump, look what he did in 4 years, and they screwed with him the entire time because of his personality and because of his policies. If they'd left him alone, we would have been a lot better off further along than we are right now. So I'd have to say both, honestly.
Hold on. So one group cares about policies, while the other cares about personality and feelings?
I am Jack's complete lack of surprise.
I had a question though. So, like, I know somebody that is here, maybe not weekly, and they need a procedure that's very difficult. Mr. Abbott has made it very difficult to do that. What can happen? Like, I don't know how to ask the question. I don't want to use the words. You would be in very big trouble under Mr. Abbott if you went to seek out that procedure.
Yeah. Listen, I'd be happy to take a picture with you.
And while Beto Francis was understandably hesitant to answer my team's questions, credit where it's due, he was still gracious enough to take the time for a picture with his new Beto Mail Bros. That's right. Look at this picture. This happened. So remember, when you think of Beto for governor, just think of this exact picture.
I'm sorry, I'm not racist. Well, I'll take that back. Yes, I am racist. I like NASCAR more than I do Indianapolis cars.
That's funny.